Yo, what up? And welcome to another episode of Straight from the Stands, an unapologetic, unofficial LA Galaxy podcast, hosted by four Foul Mouth supporters who bring you their thoughts and views on everything related to LA Galaxy, straight from the stands. I am your co-host Smarts, alongside the always angry Angel, his counterpart level-headed George, and the man with the facts, Masa. This is Straight from the Stands.
Good evening. How's it going, fellas?
What up? What up? What up?
What's going on?
For everybody on YouTube, you can see it. For you guys in audio, we have a special guest with us today. We got Steven representing AFJA today. How you feeling, bro?
FJ.
Feeling good, man. Feeling great. Really good.
You feeling 25K great? Is that what it is?
Look at him. He living in Malibu.
You know what I mean?
I don't know where that is. Look, listen.
It's
You got
okay.
a nice place. Look at that.
Hey, Steve,
Yes,
you
sir.
saucy, huh?
Oh my God, would shut up with that, Angel, please, dog. Who taught him that word? Like, I never heard him use that word before tonight, dog. Who taught him that
Dog.
word?
Word? He-
Word.
It's,
Word.
it's,
Word. I
it's
never
part
heard.
of Tyga's line in Loco, Contigo, with J Balvin, dog.
Listen,
Come on,
I,
that's,
know,
Nope.
I heard.
I would never.
No one but you.
of course, dog.
Tiger's
Me
trash.
vuelves
I wouldn't know.
loco contigo. Oh,
There
dog,
it
it's
is.
a party right now.
On
Hey,
cue,
Hey,
on
I'm
cue.
a
I'm
burp.
gonna take
Nah.
more shots. I'll be back.
I'm a burp Angel right now from the shot, and I'm put him in the crib.
Okay, go meet me.
My man's done.
It's because I'm still drunk from 3 days in a row.
I'm getting that contact
Yeah.
jump right
Yeah.
now.
George and
No.
AJ, you guys are together today? You guys are matching? How you guys doing?
Yeah. Pretty good. I
Yeah.
smelled that shot. It reminds me of the weekend.
Oh, no.
It's-
It's bad.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, the weekend was fun.
Angel, why are you in George's house?
Rudy, why do you have my mic?
George, George, why didn't you ask me to leave the mic at your house?
So peeps some
Hey, real shit, it's a drunk ass weekend. Angel was drunk as fuck, so he went to go drop off the mic. Rudy got drunk later on that night, so he forgot to
Got
drop
the-
off the mic. But like, everyone was just drunk.
not irony, but the funny thing about it is that we did a swap. So Rudy gave me a working camera,
Yeah.
and
yeah.
I gave him the mic. So if I go home right now, I have a working camera, but you guys can't hear me. I mean, you can probably hear me, but it's gonna sound like Donkey Dick.
Masa,
You buy Pedialyte.
Pedialyte.
Sponsored by White Claw on Sundays and by Pedialyte on Mondays.
Masa, how you feeling, baby?
Nothing, dog. I'm just got some cafecito and I'm ready to get this ball rolling.
All right. With that being said, let's get into it. A little change of format for today. We're gonna talk to Steven and kind of, find out more about AFJA and what they're all about and how we can help out. I know Angel, we have a couple of questions prepared, so you want to just actually, do you want to give Steven a forum, just kind of walk us into?
Yeah, well, and I got you, baby. So Steve, thanks for joining us here, and obviously the first thing I don't know if we're hoping that everyone knows who you are here, but before we hear about AFJA and all this bunch of stuff, who are you? Who is Steve? Where are you from? Where's your family from? Just a quick summary about you as a person.
If you could do that in the form of singing, that'd be perfect. Sing your name, sing it. No, I'm just kidding.
Not as good as Angel at singing, man.
Yeah, right.
No,
Don't compliment this motherfucker while he's next to me.
That's on you, Steven. That's on you, dog. That's on you.
It's because I'm saucy.
You guys need a big hook that's just gonna pull him out.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
El Chacal.
There you go.
Fuera.
Yeah, no, I mean, so, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Steven. I'm the founder of AFJA. Born and raised here in LA, of Central American descent, specifically Salvadoran, and, graduated from USC a few years ago, and together with my friends and family, we started a nonprofit organization focused on recycling gear and youth soccer equipment and taking it to...
We'll get to the AFJA stuff, but I want to hear more about you. Like, where specifically is your family from? And then I want to know, are you a Galaxy fan?
I am
We'll
a
get
guy.
there.
I'm
We'll get
also-
that question, bitch.
Oh, it's all in order.
My favorite color is green, things like that. I don't know. I mean,
What's his zodiac sign, though? What's his zodiac sign?
Yeah.
No, just
You got a girlfriend? You got a boyfriend?
listen. Yeah.
All right, and because you were getting into that, so who is AFJA? What does AFJA like? What does the AFJA stand in terms of the acronym? Who are you? Who is your organization?
Yeah, so a lot of people think that I am AFJA, right? But AFJA is an organization. It's a nonprofit organization made up of a group of people that have come together to do something really special, something that has kind of created a wave, a bit of a movement, and it's working. More importantly, it's working. So like I was saying, it's an organization that me and some friends and family came together, and as a response to some of the things that were going on in the country politically, and some of the rhetoric that was being spat out there, we were kind of tired of the narrative that was being painted on specifically the Central American community. So only time, like right now, if you Google Central American kid, the only images that you're going to see are images of kids crying, being separated from their parents. So with that in mind, we decided to use our platform to, show what the kids look like when they're happy and playing ball.
That's dope.
So what is the meaning behind the name AFJA, or what does it stand for?
So AFJA is Academia de Fútbol Juvenil Amatense. It's a Spanish acronym, AFJA, AFJA for short, but it's just Youth Soccer Academy for the community in Los Amates, El Salvador. Amatense is what you call people from that location. And what's cool about it, it's in our crest, is an amate tree. Amate trees are not exposed.
Yeah.
Very graphic kind of looking. So our whole concept is our kids, just like the amate tree, can't grow strong if it's not connected to its roots, just like us.
Dope. That's really dope.
So how do you operate as AFJA? Because obviously you're based here, right? And the academy is back in El Salvador, correct? Right. There's no academy here. It's only based out there.
Yeah, that's actually a question that we get frequently. Is a lot of people, sometimes youth soccer players here in LA or in DC or something will hit us up and say, hey, I want to be on the team. I love the story, but we are a youth soccer academy that is organized and funded through, our efforts here in the United States for the benefit of kids in Central America in 3 locations that we have.
Because you mentioned, funding. How are you guys funded right now? Does it all come out of your pocket? I know you guys do nonprofit. It's nonprofits. A lot of things that you guys get, it's through like charity events and stuff like what we've done together. But how else do you get your money in? And how do you support it? And do you pay stuff out of your own pocket?
Yeah. So all the flights, everything that goes around getting us as people down there is all paid out of our personal pockets. Not one dime that we've collected has ever been used for a hotel or flight for ourselves. It's really 100% to maintain the programming. So as an incorporated nonprofit, we just became a year old. We got our recognition in 2018, and we're registered with the state of California as well as with the IRS, and are classified as a 501c3.
Okay.
So that opens us up to be able to get donations from entities as well as individuals, and use that for our programming or for our things that we are trying to accomplish.
Make sure you don't take any tax advice from
ACB. Yeah, don't take any tax advice. Yeah, we're not talking about that. We're not talking about that. Well, because you mentioned, that you mentioned that you started with your family things. So I'm curious, how many people are in the organization now?
So let me think. We're spread out across the country. So I'm thinking here and in El Salvador and in Guatemala, we have a total of about 30 people that are considered, I guess, staff, but we're all volunteers. Yeah.
That's dope.
All right. When did you get the idea for this? I know you touched on it earlier that you did it with your family, but you specifically, when do you say, hey, this is something that I want to do? This is the image that everyone sees of, the Central American kids. When did you decide that you wanted to be that guy to, try and change the image of all Salvadorans, especially people like me, that are trash? I'm old. Yeah, I'm old. Yeah.
Image. No. Well, I mean, this is something that really has been developing since I was a kid, man. Like every summer growing up, I would get sent to El Salvador, specifically where we started this academy in Los Amates, right? So I every go to play soccer and kind of have fun and just live life as a kid in El Salvador, in the Canton, which kind of left an impression on me throughout my life on the disparities that exist between being a 10-year-old kid in El Salvador and being a 10-year-old kid here in LA. And went to school and graduated, and one of my minor was in social entrepreneurship. And with that and the connections that I made in school, just kind of wanted to do something, right? I think all of us as Latinos have that calling, not to I know it's kind of a lighthearted podcasts and everything, but the reality is that as Latinos, we kind of need to represent well as best as we can right now.
Yep, 100% of that.
I imagine you've gone through quite a bit, with trying to get AFJA to where it is now. Because obviously and we'll get to the whole thing that happened with MLS and making the big banks now. But did you ever, in the early years, just feel like, you know what, I'm done with this. Fuck this. I quit. Like, I don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah. I can't say that there haven't been moments throughout this whole process. It's only our first year as an incorporated nonprofit, and there have been a lot of challenges. Everything from just a lot of challenges, financial challenges in El Salvador. When you operate in a country or in a region of the world that is considered, quote, one of the most dangerous regions of the world, there's a lot of realities, that you kind of come face to face with. But we keep going. I don't think at any point I've ever wanted to quit or anything like that. And I'm really grateful for my team that has been there during those tough times, because we went through it together.
Yeah, that's cool. How do you keep your composure?
Tell Angel about this, please. Give him some tips, because he needs
this.
this. I think that's a personal question.
I'm like, man, fuck.
Yeah.
That's really a personal question.
I don't know, man. Just a lot of reflection, and I think a lot of maintaining that communication with the communities back home and understanding why we're doing this and why it's important.
So another question, and gonna start diving into what a lot of people wanted to know, right? So you mentioned that there's about 30 people or so that are, quote unquote staff, granted all volunteers. You mentioned that spread between El Salvador, Guatemala, and obviously here in the U.S. Specifically in the U.S., where are all these people scattered? I know you have some people that are obviously in Portland, right?
Yeah.
Where else?
Yeah, so our Vice President, Juan, is in Portland, and our CFO was in D.C., but just recently moved to Virginia Beach. We're spread out in the Bay Area. L.A. is obviously our stronghold. And then in Central America, in Guatemala, and the 2 other locations in El Salvador.
So, and I bring that up because, to be clear, while we all know that you are a Galaxy supporter, right, but AFJA is not Steve. AFJA is your organization.
Right. So we try to maintain a team agnostic approach. Well,
and because of that, are there other people within your organization that are supporters of different teams within the MLS?
Yeah, there's members of Timbers Army that are in the vice president, right, is a diehard Timbers fan. I think that's where we met. Angel was in Portland, when you were.
Yeah, last year. Or 2 years ago, I think it was, something like that.
We have, just like we have Barcelona and Madrid supporters, we have supporters from Timbers, supporters from LAFC, Galaxy. That's not a requisite, to be from one team or the other.
Yeah, they're not like ACB. We jump people for 121 seconds. Allegedly. Can't confirm or deny. Okay, well, see, that's clear now, right? And some people don't understand that they think that you're automatically a Galaxy affiliate, or some people LAFC. Like, some people were asking us, well, why are you guys retweeting these people if they're LAFC people, right? And that's, to me, what's really important for people to understand, that AFJA is not Steve. AFJA is his organization. Within that org, it's like all of us. I'm sure we go to work with people that are LAFC supporters, and people that probably work, nationally, are going to offices in other places, right? Yeah. So I think that's very important for people to understand. So let's talk about what happened with whatever you can share. And from here, take it on. Basically, the phone call that you had with me, the phone call that you had with Karina, based on what you can share. Talk to me about the whole process. If you want to start from that moment when you gave me that call and I wanted to rip your face off, you can start with that if you want, right?
You guys argued?
So no. He broke my heart, though. Like, legit, he broke. It turns out I had one, but he broke it again. So yeah.
This all starts last year when we actually started the organization, and we were in contact with a friend of mine who's a past winner of this contest, and he shared with me his experience and the nomination process. I had never heard of the MLS Works Community MVP Award or anything like that before this, but obviously, as a nonprofit organization that's trying everything to raise funds, that's something that spoke to us, and it's a soccer initiative. Why not apply? So we applied last year, and something critical to understand is that LA and New York are the only 2 MLS markets where a person can be nominated for both teams, right? Either Red Bulls, NYCFC, or LAFC or Galaxy. So we nominated ourselves for the contest last year and weren't selected. And then this came around again this year, and of course, we were ready for it. And we applied. I applied for Galaxy. I nominated myself for Galaxy. And the thing is, it's a public forum, so multiple people can nominate you. I know that other people nominated me for Galaxy. I know that more than one person nominated me for LAFC, is my understanding. But I really felt that we had a stronger shot at being selected by Galaxy just because we had just had that successful event together in March, and it was fresh. And it was a real success. It even got mentioned during the live broadcast on ESPN. It was a really cool collaboration, and it was really a good launch pad for us with Galaxy. And even before that, we had worked with the Galaxy Foundation in the sense of they had donated some of the academy's used gear and had donated some tickets for us to raffle off. So there was love there. There was that mutual kind of respect. And so I get a phone call after like maybe 2 weeks after we nominate ourselves into this contest, and it's MLS, and they're basically congratulating us because of all the nominees that were submitted to the two teams. We had been selected, and they said, congratulations, you're going to be representing Los Angeles. I didn't know which club at this point, but at the end of the call, she said, okay, so you can expect a phone call from LAFC so that they can follow up with more details. Obviously I was very happy, very ecstatic, very just relieved, but at the same time, kind of a just very competitive person by nature, and just was like, just like instantly, okay, like how do we win this shit? And pardon my language, but really that's like my mentality, right? It's
we curse all the time.
Listen,
You
listen to our stuff. Fuck.
Jesus Christ.
But you know what I mean? Like it just really a switch clicked and was like, okay, like, well, let's put ourselves in the best shot, because obviously there's gonna be a tough contest. It's 24 of the finalists. So not to I don't know. I mean, we get that call. We start planning. I get together with my creative director, and we're like, yo, we're gonna need videos, we're gonna need media, and our team really just was ready for it, right? So we had about a week to get ready, and then the contest opened up on Friday. And up to this point, I don't know who the other nominees are. I don't know anything. All I know is that I've been nominated by LAFC to represent them at the MLS All-Star game, and it's really fun. I thought it was the best thing that could have happened to us, and it really still is. Yeah. So fast forward to, I believe, Wednesday, and this is the part, right, where it gets a little bit hazy or complex, is the fact that this is the week, the game between LA Galaxy and LAFC. So tensions are already high in the city. I think a lot of emotions and things are obviously a lot of hype around that game. And the 19th was the day that the contest opens up. So I go to LAFC, talk to them about their plan. They say, it's going to be a crazy week for us, so let's reconnect and we'll talk about a social media plan and a strategy. And I think me as a person that's wanting to win this contest was like, okay, like, I can't just rely on one piece to do this for me. Like we're gonna do it our way, and try to win. So I got in contact with the friends of ours from Barra Los de Siempre, because we had just done an event with them. They're a supporters group.
Who are they?
They're a supporters group for La Selección Nacional, the Salvadoran national team. So we had just done a donation drive with them for the Gold Cup at Bank of California. And they're all predominantly LAFC fans. So I was like, oh, hey, this is an intersection that we can explore. And I know I'm kind of giving you guys a long-winded.
No, go for it. We want to hear it. We want to hear it.
This is all you. Take your time. And people don't want to hear me talk, apparently.
Yeah.
Apparently.
We've been saying this.
So I hit them up, and they're obviously very excited as well. This is huge. No Central American emphasized nonprofit or a nonprofit organization that's focused on a cause like that had ever been selected. I think I'm the first Latino of Central American descent, or just Latino in general, to have ever won the thing. Mm-hmm. And so I hit them up. They're very excited. They came to the clubhouse, to the District 9 clubhouse to kind of break it down. Met some of the guys from their podcasts, and just felt that like, okay, cool, and this whole time, we've already had events with Galaxy, right? Like that's already public knowledge on our social media page. That's already stuff that's out there, So just like our past donation drives with Portland Timbers is out there, just like our past donation drives with Real Madrid Peña Los Angeles is out there, right? So I go to this thing, and up until this point, it's all good, feeling love, and they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna support you. Come to the meeting for 3252. And I go to the meeting and am given the forum to basically, I'm on the agenda of who I am, what my cause is, and why I'm there. And I'm told, that they're gonna follow up with me to let me know what the decision is on whether or not they're gonna support me. So, this is at this point in the story is where I need to kind of just not stir this thing into mudslinging and he said, she said type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm well aware that I'm on a Galaxy podcast, right? So, it's the decision was made to not support us, right? And I was very upset because I had an idea of why. I was asked a question on whether or not I was nominated by Galaxy, and when I answered the question, I specifically said to a room full of 50 people, no, I haven't been nominated by Galaxy because Galaxy has their own nominee. Mm-hmm. And I feel still to this day that that relationship, or the fact that I'm a Galaxy fan, the fact that we have past relationships with Galaxy and ACB was a major factor in us not getting that support. But we kept going. You know what I mean? We didn't let that stop us. We didn't let the fact that they...
Well, and quickly, and it's also make it aware that we were aware that you have already worked with Timbers Army before. Mm-hmm. Right, so it's not like just an ACB and Galaxy thing only. You've also worked with the Timbers Army, as you already mentioned, also with Selección, with people for that. It's the purpose is different, so I get that.
Right, and I think that's what we've maintained. We've pushed that from the beginning, and I understand that. I understand rivalries. You know what I mean? Like I'm a sports fan too. And I understand it. But at the end of the day, I'm going there as a representative of my cause and of my nonprofit that was nominated. Like me, I wasn't nominated for biggest fan of your club or anything like that. I was nominated for the work that we're doing in the community. So they have their reasons for not supporting, but like I said, it is what it is. But we kept going, and at that point is when I contacted like friends and family and was like, yo, like this is on us, we're on our own, because basically all the other nominees had the support of the club that they were representing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And I think this is about the point where you and Karina had a conversation as well, no?
Right. So, talk to Karina. I think she's listening right now. So shout out Karina. I know it's her birthday this week. Yeah. Like I said, we've worked with ACB before. So I have a relationship with Angel. I have a relationship with Karina. A friendship has developed, at least in my eyes. I don't know how Angel feels, but
I don't have friends. No.
Are you saucy?
If you're saucy, we're friends.
Oh my God.
Let me hear it one time. Say, I'm saucy.
Don't do
it.
No, I know I'm saucy, but you say that you're saucy.
I already know.
We're friends, dog.
Friends.
I mean, so yeah, I talked to Karina and we have a conversation, and I gave her the exact information I'm giving you guys at this point, and ACB, I think collectively, you guys, I'm not sure what conversations were had behind closed doors, but the statement put out was that you guys were going to support me as even though I was the nominee for the rival team, which is crazy, right? Which automatically just, I think, opens up a whole nother portal of questions and speculation of all this stuff, and I know that there were heated conversations that were had on the back end. I personally never intended on any of that to happen. I don't think anybody did. It's just how it went down. So at this point, I'm not feeling too good, right? Because we're still not seeing the votes come in, and the voting's already started on Friday. But then, the statements put out, and then the Salvadoran community, there's a lot of us, right? And there's a lot of social media meme pages, cultural pages dedicated to fashion, food, that are oriented towards this segment of the population. And despite all odds, we won.
I mean, just to go back, one thing, I want to, big shout out to Karina, because she took the stance of like, hey, it's more than just like the club thing, and the human stance. Like, they're doing something that's beneficial for a lot of our communities, and she came up with that. So big shout out to Karina, because Karina's big proponent of us putting out a statement out.
And Karina's looking trash right now for that statement that she just put out on YouTube,
Read it
because
out,
that
read
was
it out.
that was our secret.
Oh.
Now people know that apparently I do have a heart. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? So the statement, and I quote, Angel and I had a long heart after the phone call, and we both discovered we had hearts, which is facts.
Yeah,
I'm a
and it
fucking
worked out though,
sweetheart.
man. It worked out. Listen, it's crazy, and I told you that on Saturday. Like, I have never mentioned LAFC on my feed before, right? But when the vote happened, when we all collectively said that we're gonna get behind you, uh, I mean, it was a daily thing that I had LAFC on my feed. So it just shows how when we all come together, we can make shit happen.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it's worth saying too that, if it wasn't for ACB support, we wouldn't have won. I really don't. I really feel that. So there's a massive, massive shout out to everybody who, despite not being a fan of that team or having their, strong feelings, like I understand, voting right for the cause. And at the same time, a big shout out to people that aren't.
On the chat, Germ said that leadership finally stepped up.
Accurate.
Fair. Hey, I have a question for you. My bad, George. And obviously we know you won, right? But before you looked at, the fat ass check, you slightly turned and you caught the glimpse at that you won. Before you saw that it said AFJA, or Academia de Fútbol Juvenil Amatense, or I don't know if I chopped that up. My bad if I did. But did you ever think you had a chance at winning? Because I remember we had a conversation briefly after the fact, and after you won, we talked for a little bit, and you told me a story basically about what happened with the Seattle people and the Timbers people, and how when all of a sudden they realized, oh shit, AFJA's getting all these votes, that they tried to step it up a notch. Or I don't even remember exactly what was happening. So paint the picture with what happened then. Before you found out, that whole time you were in Orlando, where the people you're competing against, the people you thought were close, and then just everything once you saw it. And do you even know how many votes you won by?
Yeah, no. So we don't know. So okay, so let me take all that in real quick. So with regards to the contestants or the finalists, amazing people, right? We each represented a really cool, beautiful thing in the world, a really noble cause. It's really not. It's unfair to the contest and to the nominees to say that the person that deserved it the most won, because everybody's doing some really cool stuff, right? Some really amazing work that's doing good in the world, right? And somehow using the game or connected to football or soccer. So that's I got to give it up to them. Seattle nominee and Portland's nominee really did have a lot of support from their team, and I based off Twitter alone, because we at this point we don't have any info on how the votes on the portal are going. But we do keep track of Twitter, and we have like a couple things that we ran to kind of understand how we were doing with votes and stuff, and it was tight. It was really tight, and there was just a lot of factors that came into play, man. It wasn't just like the ACB piece, but Clay Aiken came in the mix and gave us a shout out. So people from from the NFC and Fernando Palomo, people that either know us
These guys straight from the stands. I don't know if you ever heard of them, but they were also all over that shit. Those guys are big.
Official LA Galaxy podcast.
And I really do mean that, and this is what I tell everybody. Like, that check doesn't say my name on it. It says AFJA, but everybody who voted for us to win that check deserves.
Oh, AF for Angel Figueroa. You're right.
No, that's not it.
Yeah, Angel Figueroa, Jorge. Hell yeah. We made it.
Sorry.
Angel Figueroa, Jorge, out of Esencia. Whatever the last word is, I can't pronounce it, but that one. Hell yeah.
You're the worst. I swear to God, you're the worst. All right, man, go on.
Yeah, so I mean, it was a tough contest. We didn't know anything. We find out the exact moment that you guys find out. It was a really awesome experience. I'm still very grateful that we did it. Obviously, very happy with the result. The MLS All-Star game is dope. Is a dope experience, despite it raining and stuff like that. It was really cool.
Oh, it poured, huh? It poured.
Yeah.
Wasn't it like a delay?
No.
Yeah, that was a rain delay, I believe.
During the
There
game?
was for the game start. Yep.
Well, Copa Libertadores was on at the same time, so I was watching Once Zlatan came out and I saw that he was cool, then I just was keeping track of him on my phone to make sure that Jonah was cool. Other than that, Libertadores was better.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely pouring. Talegazos de agua, como dice mi papá.
Yep.
Eso, verga. Otra vez, ¿cómo? A ver.
Dale gracias, ya.
El gran,
Puta.
la gran pupusa, sácate.
Hey,
El oroco
So-
que se le vieron los mocos, be.
so what's now? Where does AFJA move now? You know, you won you won you won the community MVP. How does
With
AFJA?
25K.
Yeah, how does AFJA move now?
I mean, it's a big launch pad, right? It was obviously a big platform for us to share our mission with everybody who watched it. It was something that people around the world were watching. We have this really cool, vivid image of the kids all huddled around a little shoddy computer Wi-Fi stream, watching the
dope,
All-Star,
man.
just watching the result.
That's dope.
Like I said, man, it really felt like a collective win, and now it's like, what are you going to do with it, right? Now your responsibility is already high, but it's going to go even higher because you're dealing with a lot more funding.
Yeah.
So one of the plans, we're going to be releasing our report to the community where it outlines what we were able to do in our first fiscal year, and it'll also give a preview of some plans and projects that we have for the future. And this is something.
Okay, so you have like a 5-year plan or something like that already in place.
Yeah.
Puta, chulada, loco. Es que se fue para la USC, ve.
But UFC, huh?
Yeah, I mean,
I like some rinky-dink ass, university like Cal State Lake and Cal State Dominguez Hills.
and shout out to the Golden Eagles too, man.
Chill, dog. I hate that fucking university. I'm telling you, I'm gonna go return my degree. Yeah, I'm gonna sha la 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 la.
Welcome to the official.
Jesus fucking Christ! I hate
Why
you
do you think
guys.
Astro's here?
Go on. I'm sorry.
Plans. I mean, one of the things is we want to look into an endowment so that we can have a scholarship fund for these kids, so that maybe 5 years from now, when they're ready to graduate high school, they can have a fund to pull a scholarship fund up from, and that'll be determined on their participation, their attendance and grades, and overall performance within that time frame. There's a lot of things, man. The nuanced things that we need to take care of in El Salvador. Nutrition is a big thing for me right now with these kids. I feel like it's not doing enough to just get them gear and clean water. Like, we got to continue to evolve, and it's something that we got to kind of have our hand on the throttle too, because we can't overextend ourselves and pull a hamstring, right, Angel? So
Hey, calmate. Oh, we tie like that? We tie like that? All right. I want to hear you cry later.
Stupid.
Hey, it's because you're saucy, though, so it's okay.
sassy.
That's dope, man. So here, let's.
Yeah, if you don't mind, Rudy, let me ask him one more question, because I know George also had questions from the Galaxy fan base.
Hold on. So Tony Medina just said, shout out to Adult Continuation School because I didn't graduate high school.
Hey, you did the Rudy, and Rudy makes more money out of all of us.
Yeah.
He's the only reason this podcast is still exists.
Yeah, he's the only reason, because of George and myself and Masa, we were like in the hole for a while. Yeah. I mean, Rudy had, he just bought me a new camera, guys.
Hey, man, it's all about the hustle.
I mean, he took my mic in return, but he bought me
It's all about the hustle. It's all about the hustle. So go on with the question. Come on.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you. So, obviously, this is the last question that we have here collectively as a group, and it's how do we as a Galaxy fan base and as world famous straight from the stands, how do we help AFJA? How do we continue to help AFJA? What do you? I'm not saying what you need from us, because obviously I don't know if I can give you what you need from me, right? But
25K, my man.
But yeah, 25K. Listen, Rudy does, but not us. So you can get that from Rudy. But how do you want us to continue helping AFJA moving forward?
I mean, we have that collaborative event coming up on the 15th, right? Like that event. I know that obviously the majority of everybody has their season tickets already, so buying a ticket through the link isn't like a thing.
Some of us can't be there though, so that's why I ask how I can help.
You can still support. That's what I'm getting at. Even if you can't be at the stadium for whatever reason, support.
Hey,
support, because we're gonna
I
be.
should never given you water. I just noticed I gave you a bottle of water. Use it.
Oh no. Well, we're gonna have Nikki Sports is giving us some shirts made for the event to commemorate the first ever Central American Appreciation Night. Galaxy is working with us. It's not just something that we're putting together by ourselves. The front office, to their credit, is working alongside us with this, and I think that's really cool. So we'll have. I don't want to burn it out yet, but we have something coming out in the next couple of days that even though you're not going to the game, you can still make your donation and receive something to commemorate the first ever Central American Appreciation Night. It's the first professional sports team to ever kind of do something like that. Big ups to Galaxy for recognizing that.
Yep. Yep,
And I
agree.
know that there's also other ways that we can help out. I know you like your website. What's your website?
So our website is www.la2la.org. That's la2la.org. And besides just monetary and donations, like if you want to get involved, get involved. Like we have events where you can volunteer. We have needs where, we have spots and gaps that we need help with. And even that could
Masa's
be,
a good coach. If you need a coach, he's volunteering on behalf of Straight from the Stands.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, we have that opportunity too for folks if they want to come with us. So a lot of people hear Central America or El Salvador and automatically make a face or whatever. I've been seeing it my whole life, but my whole life that I've been visiting, I've never, knock on wood, encountered anything that I felt wasn't anything different from being in LA or anything like that.
That's dope, man. And then as we do, we'll share anything you put out on social media. So you can find the links there. We'll have it on screen right now. So again, man, thank you for coming on the podcast. But this isn't anything you put out. We'll definitely support it and help any way we can. I mean, I'm sure everybody in the chat feels the same way.
Do you still have the AFJA jerseys available?
Yeah,
Those things are top notch and they're fitted too. So they fit me and George well. I don't know about everybody else, but listen, if you guys all want to buy, just go buy like 100 of them, and then George and I will rock them for days.
Yeah,
It's fine.
every day.
Every day.
one of the guys at the barbecue said that you guys have a team, or him and a group of the guys have a Sunday league
Eddie.
team like that.
Oh, Eddie, yeah.
Probably Eddie.
That they want to rock the Academia jerseys for a season. That's really dope, and
Shit, that's a good idea.
That's actually
really just
Hey,
like
yeah, all right. Yeah, they fit. Yeah, that's a good idea.
get creative with it. Like I don't want it to always seem like, we're asking for funds. It's also asking for ideas, asking for hands, asking for anybody who wants to get involved.
Yeah, man. I mean, listen, the first time I met you, I told you, I'm a software developer, right? So if you ever need something for the web, man, I'll tell you I'm here for that. You know what I mean? So just a matter of reaching out.
Just make sure that you message him once in the morning, once at midday, once around early, late evening, and then at night.
Listen,
At least 4 or 5 times, and eventually
Listen.
he's gonna wake up at some point.
And if you
Listen,
drank the night before,
these guys are talking. These guys are talking. That's all I gotta say. These guys are talking. So,
That's all.
yeah, that's all I gotta say. These guys are talking. I'm not even gonna say more.
hey, so I got a couple questions from the Galaxy family on Instagram. It's White Mike asked, "How do you?" Oh well, we already talked about it as regards to the LAFC, so the question's already answered. Karina 121 asked, "Besides goods and money, how can we contribute or volunteer during the tailgate festivities?"
Okay, so specifically with the tailgate, just some of the stuff that's already been released. We're having a cumbia band come out.
La Sonora Dinamita,
Yeah. So
Su Orquestra, San Vicente.
we're gonna have a live YouTube stream of Angel so that he can be there.
Oh, hey, mi respeto, loco, te quiero mucho.
We'll
Ya soy así.
We're gonna have a marimba, and
Sick.
so downtown LA is also going to be having their food on the spot, making fresh food, not just pupusas, but other dishes, I believe. And the Michi guy, I know you're really excited about the Michi guy.
Where's Cheesy at?
And now Cheesy, that's Cheesy's boy right there.
So Gil will be back. I Love Micheladas, the brand, is also a co-sponsor of the event. And I'm missing some. LA Latin band V-Dub Photo Bus is making a return, so the photo bus will be there again.
Dope.
Kelly, is donating that service again. And I'm forgetting a few others right now, but we're going to do a whole release on all the partners and stuff of people that are going to be helping us. So that's, the original question is, how can you guys help? It's really just like the logistics. We want, Karina and I are going to have a call this week and kind of get that planned out. So I'm hoping she can communicate those opportunities for everybody else, but just really need hands to help us with everything. Tailgating isn't our expertise. You guys, obviously throw down for every home game. So just, with the help of the front office and some hands from ACB, we can have some fun and do some good.
For sure. Me personally, we're good when it comes to like social media. Put out a hashtag for us and have everyone post it up on the videos. I guarantee that shit will go gig.
Yeah,
Cool.
man.
Yeah.
If I get banned on your behalf rocking an after jersey, you're gonna go viral too. So is that okay?
No, just let them know. You don't want that you don't want that exposure though. Listen, no, just say no. Dove, you got anything else from Instagram?
Yeah, we have plenty. XX Bella says, "What's in the works for Central American Night, and what can we do to help?"
Yeah. So Like I said, we're going to have live music, food on the spot, on demand, drinks, Michigai, photo bus, all that stuff. It's really just promoting it. We're going to be having a Dropbox folder with all the content to promote, right? So with the social media, Jay, like I can send that to you, and you can.
For sure. Yeah. All right, cool. LA Galaxy Fan Talk is more of a statement. Thank you for the work you do of my people in El Salvador.
Thanks for the support, and it's really not just me; it's a whole team. It's all of us together.
Question: you mentioned you're also in Guatemala, right? I'm curious. I don't think I've caught that part. Where in Guatemala do you support?
Hey, bitch.
In San Andres Itzapa, Chimaltenango.
Chimaltenango. Dope, man.
All right. I don't know what that is, but yeah.
Mr. TP22 asked, how can my school get involved with AFJA?
Oh shit, tight.
Yeah.
How can the school get involved with AFJA?
Yeah, how can his school get involved? I believe he's a teacher.
Yeah. Thomas. Our Lars cat. Lars homie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So how can the school
ginger.
get involved with AFJA?
Yeah, no. We've that's our foundation is partnering with schools. Every chapter that we have in Central America is an affiliate with a school. So on this side of the imaginary line, we want to have that too. So donation drives, if there's ever like in Halloween they do trunk or treat at a lot of schools. So we can do a donation drive there. Just even coming and talking to the kids to exposing them to Central America, so it's not scary, so that not every time they hear it, it's like something to be scared of. It's like, oh look, these kids look like you when they play ball, and this is what they look like when they're happy. Anything like that, you can feel free to contact me directly through our website. There's a contact form, or
I'll connect you guys through here as well.
Yeah.
All right. GA Gonzo 32 asks, I live in Seattle and I want to fully support AFJA. I definitely want to wear their shirts / merch as well.
Dope. So, I mean, the website to get the stuff, to the gifts for donations. It's really while supplies last a lot of the times, just because we're not a t-shirt company. We don't constantly produce stuff. So whenever we have it in stock, we send a thank you gift based on the donations that you give. But all the way from Seattle, like we can get in touch with the Sounders. Like we said, we're not just stuck with one team or just going to work with a team. Like if there's interest from the Sounders or what's the Sounders supporters group called? I forget.
ECS.
Right? The ECS.
Yeah, I've been to their games before, but yeah, I mean, or just anything like that, just kind of contact us and we can set up a phone call and make it happen.
For sure. Our podcast favorite, Marilyn, asked, are they currently connected with any local shelters that are housing unaccompanied minors?
So we are not currently affiliated with any shelter, but we have done how do I say this? So when the migrants first got to Tijuana, Kelly and some of the team volunteers went down with some of the gear that we had collected, and not just gear, but we had done a feminine hygiene product drive for shampoos and just things for young women, and we weren't able to take stuff. So the stuff that we didn't take was taken to some of the people in Tijuana. And one of the things we want to do on the 15th also is collect funds for Raíces Texas, this other nonprofit organization that's dedicated to providing legal assistance to undocumented people in detention centers. Dope. So on the 15th, we'll have some collection effort for that specifically on our collective behalf.
I think I get what she probably means right now. Think about it. So Karina asked charities. If you can please discuss charities in general. So I don't know. George asked her if she can elaborate a little bit, but I'm gonna guess she probably means what type of charities do you do other than obviously what you're doing with us? Where else can we contribute to charities?
What other organizations to contribute to?
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like if there's anything.
But, I mean.
So Karina's in the chat. Karina, if you hear this, kind of elaborate on it. In the meantime, I have one more question that you kind of went through, but I want to acknowledge it. Rodriguez says, you've already talked about it. Maybe you just want to break it down a little bit. What made you start helping the kids in Guate and the rest of Central America? And what else can we do to continue our support para los patojos?
So specifically for the patojos in Guatemala, I mean, right now we're having a hard time getting the field, access to a field. Each location comes with its own nuances that we have to navigate through.
Guatemala?
In Guatemala, yeah. So that's one of the biggest issues right now with us in San Andres Itzapa, that the kids are now on Saturday practicing on a futsal court, which is only going to make their game better, right, with dribbling. But we need a field. So if you have any contacts with maybe the municipality in San Andres Itzapa, for example, is something that you can help us with. or just kind of sharing your thoughts. The only board member of Guatemalan descent that we have is Kelly, and she's doing a great job holding it down. But we need more representation, and just so folks know, our board isn't just Salvadoran people. We have Mexican people on the board. We have people from of Taiwanese descent, of Mexican American descent, just Guatemalan descent. Just we're a mix of people.
That's dope.
And just to that thought, and I, again, by no means am I going to tell you that we can figure it out, but I'm sure as an LA Galaxy fan base in general, with the ties that we have, our club has with, certain Guatemalan players, Pesquito Ruiz, right, Pando Ramirez, Martin Machon that come to mind, I'm sure that somehow we can see if our FO can push these guys, especially now after they drop the ball with you, right? Maybe as a way to repay you back, at least for dropping the ball. Listen, you don't have to say it. I'm going to say it. I don't give a fuck.
Yep.
Big time drop the ball, right? Big time drop the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe this could be a way saying, hey, we fucked up, but here's
Amending,
Pescadito. Where do you need him to go to get you a field? It's just a field, just as that type of person. Because he's always there anyways. I'd be following his shit. He's all over the place.
At Jonathan Malter.
Yeah.
At
Alex Merced.
Alex Merced.
At Chris Thomas. At Brandon Henn. As a matter of fact, I might have Chris Klein's number on speed dial.
Let's call him right now. Fuck it.
Fuck
Put him
it,
in
let's
there.
call him.
Stupid. Come on, go on. You got any more?
All right. That's all we got. I didn't see Karina put anything, but that's really all we got from the questions. And I think you answered a lot. So a lot of people asked repetitive questions. If you already got through that, Angel interviewed on. I think you met your criteria.
Yeah.
All right, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd get hired right now. You'd get hired as a software developer if I had a job for you.
Dope. No job.
So Steve, at this point, we're going to go into talking about the Galaxy and about the game on Sunday. We would love for you to stay on and kind of just talk Galaxy if you have the time.
Yeah, I'll stay on for a little bit, and then I'll let the professionals do their thing.
For sure. All right, boys. But again,
You see me looking like, what? I'm there.
I was like, what's coming on? I was like, yeah, we got more guests.
Damn, Rudy, you surprised us with a cat? Hell yeah. All right.
Listen, but even before we move on,
one more. My bad, Rudy. My bad.
go for it.
Marley Akala says, I have connections with Starbucks CEO district managers. In the IE area, how would you feel about Starbucks promoting an after drink? After drink.
That'd be solid. I mean, let's talk. Let's talk about a plan. The IE is a place that we've worked before, so to be able to expand on that would be huge. Ontario Fury's out there too that we could potentially tap into. Just make sure to please link us up if you can, George, and we'll follow up on that.
The two. I'll link you guys up.
Dope. Again, as I was saying, before we move on to talk about the Galaxy, I want to say a big thank you for coming on and kind of sharing your stories, give us information about AFJA, spreading your word. Because listen, I'm a big fan of what your organization is doing. So, man, thank you for coming on. And again, anything we can help on with, definitely count on us.
Yeah, I mean, before we get into the game stuff, thank you guys. Thank you to everybody who's on watching right now and sharing comments and questions. We really do appreciate the engagement, the constant feedback and sharing. Always criticism is okay. Constructive criticism is okay. Let us know what ideas you have, and we're happy to work together. It's a community effort.
Because my cousin asked really quick, Jasmine, and I'm pretty sure I know why she's asking, but the Cantones in El Salvador. Do you plan on, obviously I know you do plan on moving to different areas if possible, but what's the outlook for that? How soon do you plan on expanding the AFJA, academy throughout El Salvador and Central America in general? And maybe at some point, as I've said already before, we're going to take over the world, baby.
Yeah, it's a question that we get a lot. I think I get that question at least once a week on our contact form, on Facebook Messenger and stuff like that. We are still learning what it means to build a sustainable model. And each community is going to have its own nuances. Rules and regulation of who runs the community are also a big factor when you talk about Central America. So there's a lot of players into that decision. Right now, we are not expanding further than what we have in scope, which is not just the 3 academies that we have operating or in different phases, but also the ones that are in discovery. But we have to be careful about expanding too quickly and overextending ourselves and not giving a more focused approach. So we want to build a sustainable model that we can replicate in different communities.
Yeah, that's the way to go about it.
Dope.
Dope.
Thank you.
Appreciate
boys.
you.
You're saucy.
All right, boys. So on Sunday, we played DC United. Uh, man, no Rooney for DC, no Acosta for DC.
Yeah, fuck you. I should have made you take a shot for that shit too.
What?
Oh no, he could handle it. He could handle the flight.
Dennis, he was being a bitch. I don't think. All right, whatever. Yeah, whatever.
Listen,
At the bottom here, bitch.
and in our case, we had Pavon from the jump, right? Coming into that, when we saw the lineup, I was pretty hyped. I was like, they have a weaker team. We have a stronger team. I was really hyped. How do you guys feel when you saw the lineup and they came out?
Dog, I honestly looked at their lineup, and you were here watching the game with me. They had no Acosta. Acosta didn't even play. It was out of the three people that we
We talked about
spotlighted.
Lucho.
Out of the three people, only Guardiola was the one playing.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and you guys were you guys surprised
How I felt because I was at the bar crawl. I nutted at myself.
when you saw?
I saw a lineup and I nutted at myself like, oh. The only reason I didn't have multiple orgasms was because Alessandrini wasn't on there. But Big Daddy Drini,
Yeah,
Other
man.
than that,
I mean, how'd you guys? Did you guys? So we saw a tweet. I think it was Sunday morning that the Galaxy had acquired Pavon's visa and he was available. Were you guys expecting to be a starter from the jump?
No.
I didn't think so.
You know, what I mean, my man had been here for 2 days or whatever. He had practiced the team 2 days, but he was on, and to be honest, I think he was probably one of our better players in the field.
you think he was? Probably was. I think he was the best player on the field.
I don't know. I don't know.
I think so.
I think
They even
All right.
asked Zlatan
First of all,
after,
pretty
and he
lineup.
was like,
Got lineup.
best player in the game.
All right, let's go with the lineup. We had we had Dave-
we have structure to our shit sometimes.
sometimes we had David Bingham in the back, Polenta out left, Pipo and Steris in the middle with Rolf on the right. In the midfield, we had Kitchen and Jonah, which is what we wanted. And right in front of him, we had Fabio. On the right side, we had Antuna. On the left side, we had Pavon. And up top, we had Zlatan. I mean, listen to that lineup, right? I mean, maybe Rolf is probably like the one you kind of look down on, but everybody else seems like a fire lineup. Listen, it is what it is. But I think we had a fire lineup, though. Right? Not only did we have fire lineup, we had the results go our way. Right before the game kicked off, I told George, I said, we win, we go back to second place. It was that easy.
Oh my fucking god!
It was that easy. All we had to do was a win and we go back second place. And it seemed possible. But it's a fucking mirror to the last 3 games, right?
Here we go.
Yep. It's a mirror to the last 3
Well,
games.
hold on, wait. Mirror the
I'm
last.
fight Massa first because this motherfucker's getting me hot. Real shit.
All right,
You
let's hear
should be hot. You should be hot too.
Okay.
Three games in a row, and you want to use the same excuse? We not winning, bro. There's no excuse.
Yep.
Okay, then we talk shit about the people that say Jurgen's trash, even though on paper he had probably one of the best games. Right?
What you mean?
Don't we get on this pod and we say, dog, I don't know what Galaxy fans are talking about when they're saying Shelvik's trash?
I think Massa thinks that you mean in this game. He didn't play this game.
No,
George
no.
means in general.
No, in general.
In
Like,
general. Okay.
And
Yeah.
that's what he's saying.
All right.
But
So,
I never felt like this game, like from the jump, it was kind of sloppy from the beginning. Like I never got that. Like we were kind of better.
my man, you're not watching the same game. You're not watching the game.
I
Massa,
haven't watched the game, bro.
You and I are and both of you already and you saw together. Massa, I don't know where you were. I was
Because
at the park.
to me, to me,
not
possession
drunk.
don't mean
not
shit.
drunk. Yeah, I definitely got drunk at some point, but not during the game. I don't agree with you at all because from the jump, I thought we were fluid. We played well. It's not like we didn't play bad.
Okay,
scored.
I'm
And
not.
two goals-
I'm not saying we
I
didn't.
know
We
we ahead a
didn't
little
play
bit, but
bad.
we're on-
But we keep using the same fucking excuse. Like, oh well, we didn't score. Like, okay, but then that means regardless if we didn't score, then why the fuck are we still losing? At least a 0-0
Well,
draw.
that's
At least a
good.
1-1.
That doesn't mean we play sloppy though.
listen, I'll say this much. Right? It don't mean shit if you play good because I'd rather play bad and win.
Exactly. This shit gets me
100%
fucking
Right?
mad. Dog.
So
I'd rather
I'll
play
say that
ugly
one.
and get 3 points.
I'm with you on that. That's my take to it. Like, and when I say it's a mirror, because the only reason I say the mirror is because I think, listen, it's not good enough, but it's a mirror where like the team is not necessarily playing bad to me. Like if I look at that game, right. So the last couple games I've been saying, we had a good first half against Portland, kind of died down. We had a good first half against Atlanta, and then we died down in the second half. This game against DC, I felt like we're the better team the whole game. The whole game. I thought we were better than them.
Creativity, everything, except we couldn't fucking finish.
Yeah, man. And some of that credit goes to what's their goalkeeper?
Hamid.
Bill Hamid.
Dog, he had the fucking game of his life. His life.
Do you guys see that block on Zlatan? And we're just hopping everywhere
didn't
now.
even see the fucking block. He had his eyes closed. It's just like you said, it's a reflection thing.
Yeah,
just
it's all reflex.
Swung his fucking arm up. Oh my god.
That one's, man. All right, so let's not. I'm not gonna break it down first half, second half, but let's say this, right? Let's talk about Pavon and his impact, because me and George we had to take on the impact he had on Fabio, right? With Pavon on the field, me and George both agree that it seemed like Fabio was a lot more comfortable, and maybe it was just maybe the presence of Pavon there. But he seemed a lot more comfortable, like more assertive in what he wanted to do when he had the ball.
You know what?
And when everyone
right.
was talking, well, they used to play together since they were younger.
Well, it's not even that. It's just Pavon knows how to get open, and when Pavon isn't on the field, there's times where we never had an outlet on the wings. Pavon's always open, and even when he's not open, he checks in.
Also, yes, but I think that what's his face? Not Pavon. Fabio felt comfortable doing those crazy passes that he probably wouldn't do to Zlatan because he double thinks that if he messes up, he's gonna get shit talked to. I think that's that comfort that Pavon brought. Yes, he was open, but it just made Fabio a more comfortable player, which is that's who I felt had the best game.
Well, not only that, but Fabio, back to Fabio, every game it just looks like he's getting better. He's getting more confident.
I agree 100%.
Better and better and better. Like this last game, he went 90. I was not expecting him to go 90.
Yeah, but he did though. I mean,
yeah,
it's interesting. So here,
Steve, what you think? I'm curious to hear. Did you get a chance to watch the game, or did you watch LAFC instead? No, but so yeah, I wonder what your thoughts are on the game.
I think that Pavon, to me, it was obvious that he was nervous at first, and it got him a little bit of time to get going. But I mean, that's understandable. The guy just got off a plane, and it did have a big impact on not only Alvarez, pero Polenta too. There, you could tell. I think that there's going to be a good sync there. I'm not too worried about Pavon moving forward. He had a great game, I think, for his first game, but there was noticeably time, like in the first half, where he was trying to figure out the game. It's a different game from being in MLS now. Yeah. And I think as a player playing around somebody like Zlatan is also a big adjustment, right? Like it's a huge thing. So I'm not too worried about Pavon.
Saying that, I mean, Pavon set up Zlatan. He had a drop off. They set it up for him, just put it in.
Well, it was like 3 chances, bro.
Yeah,
like where he set up Zlatan and just had to put in the back of the net.
And it's funny, on the tailgate I said, if you give Zlatan 2 chances, chances are he's going to put 1. I think they gave him 10. I think he had 10 chances this game, and he wasn't able to put 1 in the net, which is fucked up. And let's talk about that. The first goal, again, it's so dumb because for the 5 minutes prior to them scoring on us, it was all us on their asses at their end of the field.
It took 4 touches to get from the goal. It was a goal kick. A goal kick that won. I don't care who the fuck this team is going up against. Our defenders should not be losing that ball in the air. We have Pipo Gonzalez and we have Daniel Steres.
And Kitchen in front of them.
Yeah, there should be no reason why anyone's getting a fucking head on that. And I think, who was it that got the head on it? Was it Ariola?
No, they really got the pass. So it was somebody before that.
Someone is definitely shorter than that.
It was that bitch-ass fool. I can't even pronounce the name.
Oh, I can
remember
something.
America.
There you go.
America, the fucking San Jose piece of shit.
No, but like, to George's point, like it was 4 touches. It was the goalkeeper hitting it, the header back, one bounce, and Arriola puts him through. And the defense is shocked. Like defense, like they lost everybody. Like listen, he could have get a pass to either on the right side or the left side, and the defense wouldn't have caught up to him because they were stuck. They got all stuck in that play.
I want to ask you guys something because you guys all saw it on TV, so we all had the same assessment. People were trying to get Polenta.
Oh, it was his fault.
Okay. Well,
100%.
I don't think it was his fault.
100% it was his fault.
People are trying to blame
Who went
Polenta
up for
for
the
it.
header?
Exactly. That's where
Who
my
went up for the
concern
header
is.
first? People, right?
Right, and then the second person that was supposed to follow up on the second
No,
second bounce. So now that it
that-
bounced, that should have been Steres there
That-
fighting, contesting that ball before it even hits the ground.
I agree with
Nobody
Angel
got to it.
100%. First,
That's what
the
my
first
concern-
goal
But-
is completely on the CBs, both of them.
Yeah.
One
100%.
for people, there's no reason why he should lose that in the air.
He should have won that.
Exactly. And
Okay,
then
but it's
after
not one of
that,
those things you don't see and you don't address. Like if you see it, you address it. And I think Polenta is the one that sees the player coming from behind him, and he loses the man.
And that's why
The man ran into the
up
middle, not to the left.
No. It's on his right hand side.
Behind. Yeah, no, there's no way. Look, listen, I 100% agree with you, but just because your CB's not there doesn't mean you don't have to do the job.
No, listen.
Well,
and it falls on him.
It falls on everyone. Realistically, falls on everyone.
yeah.
Because even I can make a case for Bingham. I don't want to though. That's not. It should have never gotten to Bingham on that. Even I can still make a case for it, but I don't need to. To me,
you don't
it was
need to.
center backs on that play. How are you gonna have
Yup.
2 center backs, especially people in that first one? He was bigger than the fucking forward or the midfielder, whoever it was. And how?
I'm interested
How?
to hear your take on the second goal, then, Masa. If you think that's the CB's fault, I want to know your.
I already, to me, both goals are on both CBs. I don't give a fuck what you say.
Okay, but whose position was so your logic for this goal doesn't go for the next goal? The fact that the position that the player's coming out of is from the right hand side. Whose man is that? If you're on the right hand side, whose man is that?
Listen, that's just
We'll get there.
again.
We'll get
So if
It's
we're
the
talking
same
about that, yeah,
Same
it is.
thing.
It is. Listen, the second goal is the same thing where everybody just kind of gets stuck.
Yeah.
Now I heard some criticism of Bingham for pairing it right back to the middle in the first shot, and you're 100% right. Like I want the guy to put that out wide, but he didn't. Right? He did good enough to come back and make the second block. And if your goalkeeper is making 2 blocks and you can't come in there and clear that ball, like come on, I 100%.
That shit. And legit, every fucking defender. And you know what? I'm tired of seeing our defenders put their fucking hand up because now refs are being told don't put up the flag. So if you're looking for the flag, that you're not going to look for it. You're not going to find it. Our defenders are
They'll
asking
VAR it.
for
Yeah,
exactly. So that whole put your hand up, that shit should be tossed. Every GBS would say leave your fucking hand down because
And play.
honestly, that's what stops the play.
And play.
Listen, that's fair. That's all fair. But both times, Bingham, who's a professional goalkeeper, could not put the ball to the side.
Yeah.
Both times he put the ball back in a dangerous position.
Yeah.
Both fucking times. Absolutely, I'm not gonna
No,
knock
it's the first one.
the
The first one is
defense
the
fell asleep.
problem.
It doesn't matter because to me, both of them. I think the second one was even worse. But you
No,
know what?
the
I'm
second
gonna
was
give you the
reactionary.
benefit- I'm gonna give you the credit for it because you're the goalkeeper, so whatever. You know, I'll give you your shit. But even then, that's you just dressing. You're solidifying my case, if anything, because it should have never gotten to a rebound.
100%.
Right? It should never happen. And
100%.
basically, shit. People are talking, and someone made two people, or I saw like 3 people make a great statement about Bingham. Yes, he's a great shot stopper. Fine, but a lot of the shots are also right at him. And he doesn't grab balls or he doesn't put balls to the side. This is not the first time where we've seen David Bingham put balls back in dangerous places. I called it. I happened to be right next to Hugo when that happened. Out of everyone that I happened to be
my
with,
God.
obviously he's a
Next to
Bingham
him?
hater. So, and I called it.
So it's your fault. You guys give the bad juju. You guys give the bad juju.
Yeah,
It's your fault.
The
then.
moment I saw that play, go ask him. He's proof. I don't know. I don't think he, or no, actually he listens to usually the day after. But he's proof. I said, oh, we're about to get scored on. Based on that whole sequence, the way that went down, I already knew it's Bingham. That's Bingham 1-on-1.
Okay, now that we're on the second goal, I want your take. Whose fault is this goal?
All of them, except Polenta, because Polenta was out of the picture.
What is it? Huh?
Polenta was out of the picture. So it's on Rolf, it's on Steres, it's on people.
But if we're falling, if we're using the same mindset that you're going with the first goal, it's 100% on
Well,
both.
because to me, the first goal, Polenta wasn't even close to the second runner, to
He
the
was.
runner.
Oh no. Okay.
No, you're the dog.
okay. You're
I
tripping.
honestly, I
You're
don't know
tripping.
what game you saw. If you think
Yeah,
that we
you're
played trash and Polenta wasn't on
I
that.
never said we play trash. I just
You
don't
said
want
we
to
are
hear the
trash.
excuse. I don't want to hear the excuse that we're losing because we can't finish, because that's 3 games in a row already.
Well, it's
So
not
then
the
who do you
excuse,
want
it's
to
the
blame?
reason. It's not.
Who
It's
do you
not
want
the,
to blame?
It's not the excuse. It's the reason why we can't.
But it's
finish
true.
the game. But here,
Well, we can't finish because we're trash.
so let me set this up, right? We're down 1-0. We're lucky enough that VAR called that second goal back at the end of the first half. So we're going to half at 1-0 down. Come out of second half, and we're on them. We're on the whole time, and we finally score a goal. Pavon gets a nice rebound and slots it in the corner. He took it nice too. I like that. That was, I mean, I want to see him take those shots. That was nice. We tied 1-1.
Yeah, no, they came out with a lot more intensity after the half. It was noticeable, right? They came out ready to win. It was their game to win, but I don't know, man. One thing I'm not hearing is some of the mistakes that Zlatan made too.
Oh,
You know, I know-
yes. Let's
Yeah.
talk about that.
I'll get into that.
Yeah.
Well,
talk
wasn't the
about
first
that.
goal his fault?
No, second
losing
goal
the
could have
ball?
been. The second goal could have been the
Oh, it was
one
the
that
second
called
goal.
back.
One of
that
those
was
calls
called
back.
offside.
Okay, yeah.
First goal came
Yeah.
off a goal kick.
Oh yeah, you're right. So yeah, second one. My bad.
Yep.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that. Let's talk about Zlatan, right? Because I've been hearing a lot of talks right now. Zlatan he's not putting any effort into it. He's just not. He's not. He doesn't look like he's into it. What are your thoughts on that? Like, what are you seeing from, especially this game, right?
Yeah.
What are you guys thinking about that?
Steve.
Yeah, I mean, with Zlatan, I think the team as a whole has developed a strategy to play around him. Obviously, that's just how you play when you have Zlatan on the field. But I think now they're starting to make that transition. I think he's aware of it, that they're starting to prepare what happens after Zlatan, right? Like, I think the Pavon move is testament to that. And I don't know, man. He had, I don't know how many shots that were just missed opportunities, and then other shots that were on goal that this guy just his reflexes were on point. Like you said, he had one of the games of his life. It's a combination that came together for a L. You know, it's not really too many excuses for it.
What
Real
about his
shit,
attitude?
we always look at Zlatan. We always look at Zlatan, and we ask like, oh, he needs to get mad. He needs to. This was a perfect recipe for Zlatan to have a fucking game.
Yeah,
It was on FS1. People are watching. The coach got into it with him. The players are getting into
Players
it with
wrapped
him.
him, yep.
He says that he needs to get hyped up. This was perfect. This was exactly what you want, and you didn't produce.
Yep. Yeah. That's accurate. Like, I think you called it out when we were watching it, and we start seeing the players like get on them, and you're like, oh, he's gonna turn up. Except that
Yeah.
he never switched the, he never flipped the switch. And it's weird, man, because it's Zlatan, right?
14
Well-
shots from Zlatan. Vic on the chest says 14 shots from Zlatan alone.
Yeah, but how many did he score?
No.
Just
Okay,
irrelevant.
I get and we're on the same boat, but I'm saying like that's insane. The fact that he done that, and we're not doing anything with it.
Yeah, no, for sure.
One thing that would have fired him up a little bit to put them over the edge, I think, is if Rooney's on the pitch. Honestly, I really think
Maybe.
that if he's on the pitch and he feels that kind of, it's that extra edge. I don't know what it is with him, but that extra like interest. You know, it's no longer just an MLS game for him. It's something that he just wants to prove something. You know, I don't know.
So I'm gonna get a little ahead of myself. And we saw this game. He couldn't flip the switch. He couldn't turn on. You think he could do that when playoff comes around? You think you understand that it's playoffs and he could flip the switch then? Because that was
He
my thought
fucking
the whole
hates
time.
playoffs.
Yeah, he does. Like, my whole thought was
Nah,
always,
I think so.
My thought has been that, right? Like once playoffs come, something could turn up and he could become that monster that we know he can be, right? But now I'm getting some doubts because there's big games where he's kind of not showing up.
You know what? We're talking about playoffs as if we're in.
We're in it. Well, we're still in there. Right?
Talking about
right.
playoffs?
All right. Here's another thought. Right? We at one point in the second half, we're 1-1. Right?
Oh,
Do you think there should have been adjustment to try to take that 1-1 or at least lock that down?
No, I think
GBS is not that type of coach.
Yeah, he wants to win all the game.
I'm saying
Yeah.
I get that. But what I'm asking is, do you think we should have done that?
Well, I would have liked to
understand.
seen Rolf come out for Araujo at some point because after 60 minutes Rolf looks
But
gas.
that's change for a change. though.
What?
That's
What?
not
What? Well, it,
format.
okay, but you guys talk about how Araujo is better going forward, right?
Yeah, you guys do.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, that's accurate.
Okay, so why not make that adjustment? Why put in Araujo when they're in the 88th minute? That didn't make sense to me.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So you take too long to make subs. Whatever. But I mean, I don't want GBS to just play for the draw, especially if you're dominating in possession, you're dominating on shots getting taken, bro. Like we just can't finish, and like it's. I hate that excuse. 3 games in a row, but we can't finish. We can't finish. No, fuck that. We can't finish because we're trash.
And
It's
that's
that
exactly
simple.
that's exactly why I bring it up, right? Because for the last 2 games prior to this one, we had played good soccer, but we couldn't fucking finish it. And we couldn't get a result. At 1-1, there was a result that could take a point away from home, right? And I just, this is off the top of my head. And if I look back at it now, I think I would prefer them to take that 1-1, lock it down at 1-1, and take that point away, than to take an L. Because now we're back.
When we scored the 1-1, I felt like we were about to smash.
100%. Yep.
But
yep.
you felt like that the whole game because they were the better team.
I didn't.
You felt like
I
that?
didn't. I didn't feel that
Okay,
until we
fine.
scored.
That skill
I
was
felt like that the whole game.
that skill was
I
there
felt
throughout the
like
whole.
that
Like
yeah.
I don't get you much
Listen,
because that skill was there throughout the whole game.
But
I'm just telling you, that's how I felt.
But we
Can I
felt like
make a
that.
statement here? And
Go for it.
I don't know if you guys are gonna back me up here.
No.
Minus the LAFC game. Offensively, midfield and offensively, you take the D out of the equation because obviously that was 2 fuck ups right there. I think this has been the best our offense has played this whole season.
Minnesota.
No, even
No.
with the Minnesota game equation,
Yeah.
I mean
Offensively,
the
I think it's a better
fluidity
game.
because everything because it was beginning to end. Like it was beginning to end. You guys just talked about the shots. You guys just talked about how many Zlatan had. That doesn't happen with all those chances. Sure, Bill Hamid may have had a great game. Zlatan may have been lazy or not putting balls in the net or Jonah didn't take shots when he should have or whatever it was. But to me, this is why I thought we were going to smash from the beginning. Even when we were down 2-1, I still felt that we're going to get a chance. All Zlatan needs is one, and then we'll get another one. Like that's how I felt the entire game until the final whistle blew, or maybe like the 92nd minute or whatever, or 90, or whenever it was really obvious that we were not going to win, right, or tie for that matter. But I felt good the entire game, and I haven't said this about our team, at least going forward. Defensively, if we would have had the Galaxy D from the first half of the year or the first quarter of the year, we would have won this game 1-0.
But you know what? And it also makes a difference when we're ahead, right? Like I think the team plays better when we're ahead, right? But always trailing is that like I mean they have to be. I think they're a little more nervous because we have a reputation of fucking throwing away games or not being able to finish games. At least the last 3 weeks has been that, and that, I mean. Listen, I'm hoping that they have a week of practice and they come in on Wednesday at home and kind of fuck shit up because I'm tired of these games that we're the better team and we can't put them away. So we got that. All right, boys, let's get into
I want to touch on one thing.
Go for it.
Dog, Antuna flopping, bro.
Antuna being trash.
Me.
Hey, someone said the most new shit. Antuna's the new Emma.
Yep. And Tuna's
No, because he's always been a step above him.
Right, but did we not say a few episodes back that the only Antuna's just a slightly better Emma, but he's trash.
And in the team now, he's definitely
I think
he took Emma's spot. All right.
Oh well, yeah, he's I see what you mean. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, my bad.
Masa,
You're right.
You had a point. You had something to say.
Antuna, dog, just stay on your fucking feet, bro. Why is that so hard for this kid to do? Like I don't get
He's
it.
like 110, dog.
Well, it doesn't matter, bro. There's times where like he's holding up the ball and he's going to the floor. Like just hold up the ball real quick, pass back or some shit.
Yep. No, I agree 100%, man.
But I mean, at the same time though, I respect his hustle, dog. But the fact that he can't stay on his feet, like that shit's kind of annoying. Because there was a ball where we almost scored it and he chased it down to the end line. He put a cross into Pavon and Pavon missed it. And then it was like a little bounce in the sequence where we almost scored off of that hustle where the goalie came completely out. So I give him props for that. But I mean, 2 plays out of all, like 2 plays where he stayed on his feet, could have probably had 10 plays where he made something else happen if he would have just stayed on his feet. It's just kind of annoying at this point. And then Zlatan too, dog, stay on your fucking feet, bro.
He's too big to be flopping, dog. He's way too big to flop. He looks
but
stupid
that header that they went up for, that's some bullshit.
Don't know you got hit in the back.
Yeah.
Hey.
No,
That's
that was
some
a pen,
bullshit.
right?
Yeah, that's some
I
bullshit.
agree with you. That's a pen. That's a pen.
And then they
But-
fucking call Perry Kitchens 50-50 ball that he wins. That's
Well,
wild.
they didn't call that. They just stopped play. But come on, like why? That wasn't even a head injury. That was stupid.
But I'm saying like after Zlatan gets rocked and then in Colin open, that's when I thought he was gonna, he
Turn up.
this was bad and turn up, dog. I didn't see none of that.
That's when the coach started talking shit to him.
Yep.
And it's like, fuck, dude, like the whole game, like all the chances he had, to me, it looked like he half-assed those chances. To be honest, I think if he would have been on, he would have.
He had the killer instinct that he usually has, or that he has sometimes.
And the shit lacked against Portland, same shit. He didn't have that killer instinct. He didn't have the killer instinct against fucking DC. And that's just kind of fucking annoying, and that's why we're not winning.
Not even kind of, like super annoying.
Fool, Pavon gave him 3, like fucking
set him up
on, like legit, dog. Like what we've been missing, we got from Pavon, and now he has service, and you don't put him away. Come on,
hey Steve,
dog.
Do you think that Pavon is saucy?
Oh yeah.
Well, one other thing I'm gonna drag on a little bit because it got me heated was fucking Jonah's first 3 corners. Dog, he couldn't lift the ball up.
Greenies corners a year ago.
Dog, like up the third one, I was like, "Come on, like what the fuck's
There
going
was
on?"
a point where Pavon looked at him and was like, "Dude, do you want me to take it?"
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
that was bad. All right, boys.
Against DC number with the height difference being so stark, like I don't know, those corners were awful. But I think with Zlatan, they were really playing him pretty physical, man. Like if you look at that in comparison with the Portland game as well, like there seems to be a trend with how Zlatan performs when they really do take it to him and he's on the ground and the calls aren't going his way. More importantly, I think he gets frustrated because he can't take it back to him because then he gets the call, and then it becomes a whole nother game.
It's interesting though because like I prior to this game, I felt like every time this Zlatan, it fired him up. You know what I mean? Like you get a little physical with Zlatan, you start playing that game, and prior to this game, I always felt like that was his game. When you try to get into his mental games or try to get physical with him, I mean, look, the guy's what 6'5", whatever it is. He's a big ass presence. So like, if you want to get physical with him, like he's game for that. It just didn't seem like he showed up this game for that, right? Which is horrible. Yeah. Full of the week. Do we have full of the week for this game?
Yeah.
Who are we giving that to?
David Bingham.
David Bingham.
Shit. I don't know.
I'll give it to the back line.
I go with
except for Polenta.
Well, Felcher, then fuck you.
I said the back line, right? Shut the fuck up.
You want to fight out Polenta? What's everyone's name, bitch?
No, I agree though.
I took out Polenta. I think Polenta had a dope ass game. So the back line, except Polenta.
Oh, never mind. I apologize. I'm mad at you.
Hey, Polenta going forward was nice. So I agree with you. I'll do the same thing. Full of the week goes to backline with the exception of Polenta. Steve, you got a full of the week for us?
Specifically, Pipo Gonzalez, man.
Yeah.
Damn, that should be our new full of the week.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Fuera.
Yeah, man. We got to figure that out because I don't even think that was like. Yeah, we got to figure that out. All right, boys. Do we have any straight from the stands, George, before we get out of here? Because it's a long one.
Yeah.
Wait. We play on Wednesday.
Oh, we do play Wednesday. Oh, fuck. Ooh. I didn't even think about that.
Back-to-back recording days. Fuck it.
Do you guys just want to quick? Because my opinion.
It's gonna be long because of the AFJA.
Well, right. My opinion. Same. We're gonna see the same squad as we did against DC. Yep. Even on a short week, doesn't matter. They got the charter back. They're good.
Corona Kitchen in the middle.
Kitchen.
Yeah.
Who do you think, Steve? Corona Kitchen.
A Kitchen for sure, and I think you give Araujo a shot again. I think you give him a starting spot.
Yeah. Well, Felcher should never see the field again this season.
For the record, I do prefer Kitchen. I just think that this game he's gonna put Corona.
I can see it.
Yeah, that's probably why he rested him.
And Leggett on the right instead of Antuna.
Yep, me too.
You're on the right.
I want if we're gonna use them as Emma, come in when everyone's tired.
I don't like Antuna at all.
Not right now.
Nope.
Not right now.
All right. So we said we have same lineups, and I agree with that. Dallas is in 12th place. Dallas is in 12th place with 36 points, and we're in. No, that can't be right.
New England was in dead
right
last.
Yeah, no, that's.
It's not even looking standings, people.
No, they are. So Jesus, we're out of fucking playoff contention right now.
It's not looking any prettier.
Yeah, I'm not looking at this no more. We did take a fat ass L to Dallas in the beginning of the year. and we were all there, 200 deep. It was amazing. We took it
That
now.
shit was dope.
What do you think? What do you think this game? Can we capitalize on chances? Can we create same chances we created against DC?
100%. And to double up, I think our defense is gonna have a hell of a game. Clean sheet. 3-0 Galaxy.
Damn, all right.
4-1 Galaxy. David Bingham on goal.
Marcel, what you got?
Shit. I got a 2-0 win. I think the defense recovers this game.
Steven, give me the prediction though for
The defensive assignments are going to be fixed. Like 2-1. I think the defensive line is still going to have some issues to work out. So I'm calling 2-1.
2-1.
Yeah, because David Bingham on goal, right? Because David Bingham's not saucy.
All right. Since none of you guys gave me who's scoring, do you think Pavon scores this game?
Hell yeah, absolutely. Double hat trick.
I think
I hope
starts
so.
taking his shots.
I mean, he did take one.
Hold up. Back to that. All game, I was telling Rudy, yo, man, Pavon needs to shoot. Pavon needs to shoot. Rudy went to the restroom, and he shot. God damn, that ball still hasn't dropped. That shit's somewhere with Sergio Ramos PK, somewhere in fucking heaven.
That's hilarious. All right, boy. So I'm gonna say a 3-0, and I think Pavon scores too, and hopefully something is a double. All right.
Two Zlatan, one.
Yeah, let's go. Let's get into straight from the fans, just because we have. Because we're
Straight from the stand.
You know what I mean? We're still fucking up big, bro. I think the scores are going to be 2-0 Galaxy.
I mean, we did better than I expected.
Fuck San Jose.
Fuck Levels FC. Fucking G's are going to be coming on top, right?
All right. All right, boys. Let's get into those questions.
Straight from the
Quick, so
fans,
go
brought
sleep.
to you by Pedialyte. V. Soloranzo 5 asks, more of a statement. Galaxy defense need to pick it up, need to pick up rebounds. I think we touched on it that they do need to pick up rebounds, but it's also the job of David Bingham to not allow rebounds to be even in the box.
To be fair, David Bingham, because I give him so much shit, we lost 4-0 to Portland, 3-0, right, to Atlanta?
Yep.
Was it 3-0? And 2-1 now. At least we're going down in how many we're getting scored on, so, you know.
0 next game, done? All right, Edwin 08 Brian asked, why can't we tie a game?
And I just brought that up. I felt like we should tie this game.
GBS football.
GBS.
Listen, there's no in betweens, man.
Not with this, man.
One extreme or the other.
Yeah, we had 11 losses now and one tie. One tie.
Hell yeah.
I'll live with that. Eve
That
Valine.
team ain't no bitch.
Eve Valine, is Ibra leaving after this year? I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
All right. MLG Cheesy 121. What up, Cheesy? I got something special for Straight from the Sands on Saturday.
Oh.
Yo, this might. We're not gonna say anything, but can't confirm nor deny.
Did you guys see the picture?
Hey, if Cheesy,
Steve, I'm gonna send you a picture right now.
yo, Cheesy, you will forever be sponsored by Straight from the Sands. Whatever we do, we'll make an exclusive episode just for you. And the last episode,
The official cheesy episode.
and the last episode, we'll share it with him.
Yeah, I'm down.
So we
I'm
can't
down
wait
with
for that, Cheesy. Kevin U10 says the playoff race in the West is really tight. Is Wednesday game a home a must win? I think 100% it's a must win.
Every home game from
Yes.
now on, I think, has to be a home
Yeah,
a
absolutely.
win.
Yeah, yep.
We have to win every single home game.
All right. Marley Alcala. How y'all feel about us investing in a better players for our back line? I think we already started investing. Shit, we brought in Diego Polenta and people. I think the only way that we can invest is if we sell Stairs and we get someone in the right back.
And a better goalkeeper that would actually command his fucking back line.
Okay. You know what? Rudy said something about that he wants to be on the field to see if Stairs talks.
Yeah,
Personally, I don't pay attention to see if he communicates. You know how Rudy's loud as fuck on the field. I never noticed or never really wanted to see.
Stairs or
Yeah,
Bingham?
Bingham.
You said Stairs.
Oh, my bad.
Oh,
Bingham.
Bingham.
We're
talking
Yeah,
Bingham,
to see how vocal he is to that back line.
And even if he's vocal, he's obviously not doing enough, or his back line doesn't respect
Don't trust him. Yep. I think that's a problem.
Because listen, if my goalkeeper is saying some shit to me, even Rudy, but we've also played forever, so I know when I can trust you and when not, right? But if my goalkeeper is telling me something, I'm gonna listen, and if he fucks up, that's on him.
Well, and that's the shit, right? The reason I brought that up is because there was a play where I think he could have got it and they cleared it. And I was like, man, if I yell at my defender and he doesn't leave it to me, I'm gonna rip him apart. I mean, we play together. When I tell you some shit and you don't listen to me, I rip you. You know what I mean?
To be fair, that was a point in Rudy's career where I never listened to him because
100%, yeah.
And then I hit
I
you.
couldn't.
I hit you every
but-
single time.
Yeah, he would let me have it though, but I'll be like, I don't trust you right now.
The
Bro.
ball's cleared. All right,
let's go.
Ronaldinho 10 asks, who does Jorge hate more, Angel or Felcher? Felcher would never step foot into my house. Ever since Felcher left my homie Masa hanging in Chicago for a jersey, it's that piece of shit.
Oh yeah, you're right. Hey, you know what?
I hope
Felcher out now.
I hold
now.
grudges because of you. I'm fighting your fight, Masa. I got you. Brown 121. I read this question. I'm like, what the fuck? It's not coming from him, but what are your thoughts about people saying Pavon didn't play well, even though he did?
The fuck?
Come on, dog.
I
That
want to
first
know
goal-
the same people that
Who?
the same people that
Who?
said that Fabio had a bad game last game are the same people I'm pretty sure are saying that Pavon had a bad game. There's
Yo.
no way man had a bad game.
Yo, what the fuck?
Well, one was the best
think
player.
He
Galaxy-
had to me,
Wow, dog.
and listen, maybe because I'm a fan of his, right? I've been watching him play for a while now. He was obviously the best player on that field, and he's only been with the team for 2 days,
Yeah, 2 practices. Yeah.
straight into the starting squad, and he already looked better than Antuna has ever looked for us.
Dog.
And
It's crazy.
gave Fabio a confidence that he didn't have. Look, and we didn't talk, and I think that after Wednesday's game, we will be able to talk a little bit more in depth about Fabio. But obviously, given that it's a long episode, but I don't recall anything bad that he did. There was multiple times that he took the defender. He looked like he was going to cut to the right or to the other side, and then instead he'd dive. I mean, he'd drive to the end line, and he'd find a way to still put a cross in a dangerous position, still where the goalie couldn't come out to grab it. Things that none of our players can do now. And something as simple as that, this guy is legit as fuck.
I mean, his quality is fucking.
Dog, there's levels in MLS, right? And from what I saw from Pavon and our team, dog, he's like way above what I expected him to be because everybody would trash him, and they would say like, he lost it. I mean, I don't know if it's the league or maybe he just needed a new air, right? But my man looks like he's on one.
He's quality
already.
Maybe he's not in tip top shape, but he's quality. You could tell. Like, I mean, the way he holds the ball, the way he can fucking take a defender on with so much ease or retain the ball.
Hey,
that kid's quality,
question
man.
about Pavon. Do you guys see him a little heavy?
No.
Yeah.
No.
So there's a picture George pointed
That's how
out.
he's always looked.
No,
I
don't know.
There's a picture that George pointed out to me where you could see like there's like it looks like he might be a little heavy.
He just likes to wear his shirt fitted like Angel. That's why.
Bro, again?
Cool bitch.
No,
my guy.
no, stop. Don't do it. Don't
All
do
right.
it. Carry on.
Galaxy Fanatic Big Will wants a shout out. What up, Big Will?
Big Will.
GY Epes 8. I completely fucked that one up, but my bad. How do you say that?
G Yepes 8.
Yeah, see, it didn't get any better, y'all.
G Yepes? Yepes is his last name?
He got it wrong. All right. Why can't Galaxy close out games?
Man, $1 million question.
To close out a game, though, you'd have to be winning.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
Or at least be tied, right? And yeah, sure, close it out. But that's not really closing out the game. That's just holding on for dear life. And they couldn't even do that.
It would have been just done with it. All right. What else
All
we
right.
got? What else we got?
Last question from Raul from Twitter. Raul Lopez 7 says, not including Z, Jonah, or Pavon, as far as talent goes, how do our players compare to other MLS players? Above average, average, or below average? I think all of our fucking players are above average. This is what gets me fucking
MLS
frustrated.
players, yep.
MLS players. MLS caliber. Everybody on this team is above. Even fucking Rolf Felcher is above average.
Yep. I agree. 100%. 100%.
And that's why we have the right to be getting pissed off over shit like that.
Jonathan against any center midfielder in the league. He's a
Well,
lot
he
better.
said excluding. He said excluding him,
Jonathan,
right?
besides Jonathan, Z, and Pavon, we're talking about the Antunas. We're talking about the Rolf Felchers, the people.
I
the
think there's
Corona.
better wingers. I think there's better wingers than Antuna.
Okay.
For sure.
That's fine. But then let's swap out Antuna for Leggett.
I still think there's way better wingers than the Jet too.
But even at that, like, he's above average. There might be a handful of better ones, but he's above average. You know what I mean? And that's the question. Like, I'm not saying he's elite, but he's above average. You know.
Yeah.
All right, we have anything
All
else?
right, that was it. Yeah, that was it.
For sure. All right.
This has been brought to you by Pedialyte.
No. We play on when we play again. Play Saturday again.
We play Wednesday and then
Wednesday and
Saturday.
Saturday. So we'll be back with a tailgate episode, also recapping the Dallas game, and we'll hit you with ACB updates at that point.
ACB plugs.
These are the ACB plugs.
Plugs. ACB.
ACB plugs.
With that being said, a special thank you again, Steve, for joining us and hanging in with us. Te agradecemos mucho.
Yes.
What the fuck? All right, I'm your boy Rudy. I'm Smarts on Twitter. I'm Smarts on Twitch. I'm Smarts on the gram.
I said every week that I was going to be a new Funko Pop. I'm Jay Undefeated. And I'm LeBron James. LeBron.
Follow me at LiveAF96 and ADS3691 on Instagram. And today, that is America. That is America.
Jesus
I'm Lord.
Steven, where can they find you, boy?
You could just follow the account, man. Follow AFJA ES or AFJA.es on Instagram. Check out all the work that we're doing together. And thanks for having me on here.
For sure. I'm about to sign me off.
Peace, love, and G's up.
Peace.